Numi ski trip, for those of you guys who don't know who went with me, the streamers that I kidnapped was Rubber Ross, Giwi, Cinder, Tricky, Kamimi, Toma, Shuko, Tib, and Bao. So first of all, I rented a Mercedes because it has all-wheel drive. It was perfect for the mountains. And in my car, it was me, Cinder, Kamimi, and Bao. And then the others were with Ross and Tob. Also, the trunk was so full that I couldn't see behind me. So I had to rely on the camera. And so every time I looked to the right to check the right mirror, I would just be looking at Cinder's. And if I looked in the rear view mirror, I would just see Bao. And it was beautiful. And then on the way, we all met up and ate at BCD Tofu House, which we ate all of this. And then we went over and got a little bit of alcohol. And I ran to get the Pocky, and then Cinder said, Numi, what is that? And I was like, nothing, nothing. And then the guy that was ringing us up, and I looked at him and I was like, have you seen somebody buy this much alcohol before? And he was like, well, no, but you know, I get it. You're getting all of this alcohol for the Super Bowl. And then I was like, oh, no, we're just drinking this. And then he was like, oh, anyways, I always have a fear of driving off a cliff and dying. So I was like, please don't talk to everybody or say anything that'll make me scared. And then Cinder was all, wow, we're so high up. Wow, look at the view. Oh my God, everything is so small. Shut the fuck up, Cinder, shut the fuck up. And she'd be laughing. Why, Numi? Oh my God, but it's so high up. Isn't that so cool? Like, Cinder, I love you, but you need to shut the fuck up. You need to shut the fuck up. And she's like, oh my God, Numi, you're so cute. Oh, you're so... It was a scary time, but we made it through. Anyways, this house, y'all, it was a 4-story mansion. It was huge. There was a movie theater room, a gaming room, a pool living room area, another living room area. There was 2 balconies, and then a huge ass backyard. And then Cinder had her own room, Bao had her own room, Roz and Giri had their own room, Tricky had her own room, me and Tob shared a room, and Toma and Suko had their... So there was just these 2 beds, and then a bed on the other side. Suko had the other bed, and then Toma, instead of choosing the regular bed, actually ended up in the crib because she said she felt more secure. So tell me why she fell out of the bed after the first day. Anyways, this was what the fridge looked like. Yeah, show it up. Come here. Look at this. Yeah. Also, a bunch of us were in the jacuzzi. Toma tried to come in, and I was like, "Go off, Toma. This is my Tricky right now, Toma. I'm gonna make the most of this, Toma. No, you cannot sit between us, Toma. You can sit next to me, Toma, but this is my spot, Toma." She was like, oh, okay. And y'all, this was where the beginning of my downfall began. Nothing happened to me in the jacuzzi, but it was after this where I really, really suffered. The movie theater room. We ended up running out of room. So Tricky was all, where do I sit? You can sit with me. And so we were cuddling, and bro, I was like, haha. Oh, after a while, I started to realize, oh my God, Tricky has a cat and a dog. And I looked at her jacket and I saw fur. And I knew it was over for me. It was over. Allergies are flaring. You know you have to get up and go outside for a bit, but you are so comfy and you are cuddling a very hot woman. What would you do? That's right, I didn't do anything. I stayed there. I fucking stayed there. I made the most of it until we finished watching the show and we had to go bowling. And I died, and I said, worth it. Look at this, y'all. I got 4 strikes. Nice. That was one of the best games I've ever fucking played. Oh no, what is that drawing? Okay, so this is another thing that ended up happening. I made reservations and said it was for birthday. We said it was Bao's birthday. So everybody signed this bowling pin that they gave to us, and Ross drew whatever the fuck that is. And then they announced happy birthday to Bao, and they put her birthday thing everywhere. At first she was like, why are y'all saying it's my birthday? It's not my birthday. And then I said it was for the discount, and she said, oh fuck, it's my birthday. It was just so fucking fun, and we slept early because the next day we knew we had to go skiing. I woke up in the morning. First person I see is Tricky. Good morning. How come you didn't tell me that you had an allergic reaction to me? I couldn't even say anything. I didn't want you to feel bad. I didn't want you to... Anyways, so it was the first day of skiing. And it was me, Giwi, Bao that were the best, and then Suko were the ones that knew how to ski. And so we had to teach all of the others how to ski. And Cinder pretty much already knew because she did water skiing. And then Cinder ended up teaching Tricky how to ski. But one of the people that actually became really fucking good was Toma. She actually improved so much. Like, the way she was by the end of the second day of skiing took me around 5 or 6 ski trips before I got to where she was. After the very first day of skiing, we were all hella tired and hungry. Me, Cinder, and Toma went around to try to find places to eat. The others ended up just ordering food, so we were gonna pick it up for them. And while that was happening, we went to a barbecue restaurant. This was the best brisket I have ever had in my life. And then we went home. The second day we went skiing, it was different because it was just me, Toma, Suko, and Bao that went. And there was this one run that we did where it's just a straight line pretty much all the way through. We would just put our arms up and be like, wee. There was this one time, there was this random person helping this other person go down the hill because they were so scared. And then they both rolled down the fucking hill. And then I looked and I was like, oh, yep, that's Toma. She brought some random ass person down with her, bro. And then when we got back home, it was just us vibing and hanging out. I took like a little nap and then we went out to dinner together. And then in the morning, Bao was cooking eggs for everybody because Ross bought so much food. Also, look what Toma did. How did she do this? Anyways, we were driving back home. This was right before we left, and this is where the sadness begins because I didn't hug Kamimi or Tricky because I thought I would see them later. Turns out, nope, because after I took Cinder to the hotel, I was gonna go drive to pick up Tricky and Kamimi, but then Kamimi was like, just go home. Because obviously I was driving the whole entire time and I was looking pretty drained and dead. And yeah, this was just a true vacation. So I'm pretty glad that I did this trip because if the others agreed to it and they got to go on vacation, because you guys say I needed a break, but I think they all needed a break too.